J. Cole and the Grammys have seriously had the weirdest relationship for the longest time. In the beginning of his career, it wasn't super obvious that there was an issue, but as the years went by, you could really see this hidden tension building up between them. It's almost like there's this silent blacklist going on, and eventually, even Cole himself had to address it. This whole situation got so bad that if you were watching the 2026 Grammys this year and paying close attention, you probably noticed that J. Cole was nowhere to be found in the audience. He wasn't there at all. Instead of being a part of that big night or fitting into that whole organization system, he just chose to skip it entirely and stay home to work on his craft. To really understand why their relationship got so stale, we have to go back to where it all started. You see, back in the day, Cole was just starting out and he wasn't the massive superstar he is now. And back then, he actually really wanted a Grammy.
I used to have a Grammy, like you know how you put a screensaver on your computer back in the days or whatever, or your background. Oh, it was so important to me.
He saw it as the ultimate goal and the way to prove he had finally made it as a top-tier lyricist. But after he reeled several EPs and 2 studio albums, he started to realize that he might not be able to win a Grammy. He even made a song in 2014 that basically predicted exactly what is happening to him today. On a track called Fire Squad, he said something along the lines of how he'd just sit there and smile while they gave a Grammy to Iggy Azalea.
To the awards, dapper down. Watch Iggy win the Grammy as I try to crack a smile. I'm just playing.
He was basically hinting that the Grammys were never actually about the art itself, but more about giving awards to the people who brought the most hype to the show. Looking back, that turned out to be pretty true just a few years later. That same year, Cole dropped 2014 Forest Hills Drive, which everyone agrees is one of his best works and a total classic. Then 2016 rolled around, and that was the year Cole was riding high off the success of that same album. Even though the project came out in late 2014, it dominated the conversation all through 2015 and 2016. When the nominations were announced, he was up for Best Rap Album, and everyone thought this was finally his moment to get that solo validation. But when the night actually happened, he lost to Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly.
To Pimp a Butterfly, Kendrick Lamar.
For Cole fans, it felt like the Academy was playing a different game. Many people believe that because Kendrick had been so famously snubbed years earlier when he lost to Macklemore, the Grammys were desperate to make it up to him. Giving Kendrick the win for TPAB felt like a way for them to get more views and more hype by finally awarding a black artist for his artistry. It wasn't necessarily that Cole's work wasn't good enough, but more like the Grammys were using the moment to fix their own reputation and boost their ratings. It cemented this idea for Cole that the people behind the scenes were always going to pick a narrative that served the show over the music itself. When Forest Hills Drive didn't win, it really messed with his head for a while and he felt completely off. At first, he started questioning himself and wondering if the people in charge just didn't like him or his music.
The fact that it didn't happen, and then it didn't happen, and then it didn't happen, it allowed me to reflect now and be like, wait a minute, like first there was the same feeling of like, wait, why they not rocking with me, boom, boom. And then after time and like, you know, more time of sitting with myself, it becomes clear that it's like, oh, wait a minute, like those things weren't for you, you know? And then when it actually came, it was almost like I'm not in love with this thing anymore.
He was searching for a reason why a project that meant so much to the fans didn't mean anything to the Academy. He stopped looking for their approval because he saw that their standards didn't align with his own goals as an artist. Jump forward a few years to 2018 when Cole released his album KOD. That hit #1 on the Billboard 200 almost immediately. Fans loved it for the creativity and how deep he went with the lyrics. Even the critics were saying it was a well-made album that would age well in the future. So when the Grammy season came back around for the 2019 awards, everyone expected the album to sweep or at least get a few big wins. But the thing is, Cole's album was nominated for absolutely 0 categories that year. Everyone was so confused and nobody could really figure out what happened. Some people thought maybe he just didn't send his songs in for a nomination, which would explain why he got ignored, because there was no way the music was so bad they didn't want to acknowledge it. But other people started talking about how this might be proof of a hidden agenda between the Grammys and J. Cole that we didn't know about yet. By this point, it was clear that this was more than just a random guess. The situation with the Weeknd in 2021 really highlights why Cole eventually decided to check out of the system entirely. Abel had the biggest year of his career with After Hours. You couldn't go anywhere without hearing one of his songs. It was a massive commercial hit, yet when the nominations came out, he got 0. It was so disrespectful that The Weeknd straight up called the Grammys corrupt and decided to not submit his music again. Seeing a peer like The Weeknd get treated that way after doing everything right by industry standards likely pushed Cole further away. It proved that the system wasn't just flawed, but was intentionally ignoring the artists who were actually defining the culture. When you combine the 2016 snub, where he felt overlooked despite his impact, with the blatant disrespect shown to The Weeknd, it makes total sense why Cole stopped showing up. He realized that if the biggest song in history isn't enough to get a nod, then the trophy itself doesn't actually mean anything. Now, some people might say, wait, Cole does have Grammys. He won Best Rap Song in 2020 for his feature on 21 Savage's A Lot, and then he won Best Melodic Rap Performance in 2024 for All My Life with Lil Durk. But the problem with those wins is that it wasn't a win for him or for the art that he made, but for the features he was on. He even admitted himself that the only reason he finally won was because of those collaborations.
Bro, I won a Grammy with somebody else.
Yeah.
It ain't even like it was me as a feature on somebody's song. It ain't for nothing I did, you know what I mean?
When it comes to his own projects and his own solo albums, he has always been overlooked. So when we finally get to 2026, he just didn't show up for the occasion at all. He actually went out of his way to release his new album on February 6th, just 5 days after all the Grammy buzz died down. That proved he wasn't looking for their stamp of approval anymore. He didn't want them to take the hype of his release and use it to help their own TV show. The whole rollout felt like a big FU to the music industry. To promote the work, he was seen driving around his city in his first car, that 2020 Honda Civic, handing out CDs and playing basketball with people like he was just an unsigned artist starting from the bottom again.
You got that? I appreciate y'all.
Literally selling physical copies out of the back of his car to connect with fans directly. At the end of the day, it's not really that important for Cole or any other artist to win a Grammy. It's basically just a small prop they use to act like they're the ones in charge of what's good and what's not. So what do you guys think? Does J. Cole actually need a Grammy, or is his music way beyond that at this point? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and until next time, stay safe.